I do.
Yes.
How do you truly transcend a situation that is very triggering?
How do you transcend a situation when there are children involved?
A situation that is very triggering.
That is triggering. I hate to keep repeating myself. I sound like a broken record. But situations that are kind, good, triggering, unhappy situations, difficult, everything is your teacher. Everything is telling you exactly where you're at that moment and reminding you that you have to work on yourself. Situations that trigger you are very good teachers. You don't have to go looking for them. We all have them. There's always somebody who knows how to push our buttons. They're a reminder, I haven't arrived yet. I got work to do on myself. Nothing to get upset about. And if you try to manipulate another human being and have them function the way you think they should function, you're in for a life of a lot of unhappiness. Everybody's different. Everybody functions differently. And people will trigger, negative things in you only because you're strong enough to allow them to do it. When you've built the kind of inner strength I'm talking about, people can't do that to you. I remember years ago, I was introduced to some guy who was a martial arts master, Keto, or what, not a Keto, but karate, one of them. And we're walking in the street and he's talking about, self-defense and this and that. And I said to him, I said, I would think the greatest of the martial art masters, the ones that really have developed chi and, have, I said, I bet they never get into a fight. And he smiled at me and he said, you're right. The greatest power is silence. The greatest power is building chi, building an inner life that's strong enough so that people can't approach you that way. So, people won't trigger anything in you because you're strong enough to not allow it to happen. And there's no instant way to do this. You've got to work on yourself, It takes time to build a system that is strong enough to do what I'm talking about. And then you stop blaming the world. Nobody's out to get you. They can get you because you haven't the inner capacity, you know, to be strong enough to where they can't get you. And yes, there are horrible things. I mean, the Holocaust and people living in all these, refugee camps and stuff, terrible things that go on in the world. At the same time, if somebody would work on themselves, they could build a life out of the mud that becomes an extraordinary life. Does anyone else have a question? I hope that's clear, because we spend too much time and energy blaming the world instead of using the same time and energy to build an inner life that is strong enough to where we can deal with all this nonsense that goes on in life. Does anyone else have a question? I mean, these are very basic human things. I talk a lot about it because in order to have a spiritual life, you first of all have to build your humanity so that you develop a system inside that is literally strong enough to have a spiritual life. That won't get deflected by somebody else's stupidity and bad behavior, you know? Does anyone else have a question? I have just another announcement to make. I've been working on posting all these different elements to this book that I'm writing, and we were posting, one a week, and now we went up to two a week last week. And this week we've gone up to three a week. Only because I have so many of them. I have like 50 something that are still, that are, almost ready to be posted. And it'll take me, I don't know, years to do it if I do one. So we're going to do three now a week. But they're very strong, and I think they're very transformative, these things that I write, and uh, beneficial for people that read them, and also to get a really profound, insight into the work that goes on here and what it's really about. Every Friday, there will be two, three of them posted on my website with wonderful art. You get an art history education. I don't talk much about the art. I don't talk at all about it, but the stuff is really, A plus. Does anyone else have a question? Not just, Hindu and Buddhist stuff, but Renaissance, stuff and contemporary art. I have an artist friend, I'm posting his paintings, and all kinds of stuff. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And one other thing I should really talk about, one of the hardest things for me to do is to take somebody's name off the list, my invite list to these classes. But all too often, people just vanish for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I just don't see them. And I find that, at least, if you don't want to come to class, at least send a note saying, thank you very much. I found another teacher, something. But people just vanish. And I think it's just very bad taste. And it takes me about a month or two, usually, maybe more, to just delete somebody's name from the list. But I think if, look, I'm not the teacher for everybody. I don't want to be the teacher for everybody. And but if somebody decides they want to leave, do it with some dignity, do it with some courtesy. Thank you for the 6 months, the year I've been doing this that in some way has helped me with my life. Don't just vanish. It doesn't make any sense to me. But most people just do that. They just disappear. It's all happened to me all my life. People just vanish. And you just wonder where they are. What happened? What's going on? So I often take people's names, not a lot, but I do. But only if I don't see them for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. God bless you all. You know, there'll be meditation class tomorrow evening. And, you know, as I say all the time at the end of these classes, you know, this is a place for all of us to grow, for all of us to take advantage of this powerful energy, this incredible legacy that Rudy left us. And what is the greatest thing he left in this world, you know? Not all the folk tales and stories about him, but this double breathing exercise that makes the energy of these classes so powerful that if you truly open to it and receive it, it'll make deep changes inside. And that's his purpose. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here and being part of my life. And there'll be a class tomorrow evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
Stuart.
you.
Good night, Stuart. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night.